Useless. Okay, there you go. So, just like in the film today with Dead Poets Society, they're setting up, hey dummy, they're setting up the feel of the theater, and here they're setting up the feel of the protest and the time. So we've gone back at that 2014 to 84. So what's that, 30 years? Could that be? Am I wrong? 2014, 2004. Yeah, 30 years. Wow. Check it out. All right. I'm sorry. I'm a little something. Oh, sorry. Okay, so. Sorry, dude. When the Union. Uh-huh. Union makes us strong. Okay, so that was a long shot. Thatcher out, so they're establishing, and then they go from long to medium. Now we saw that, we see it all the time, basically. But what that does, if you remember today, the guy was in medium long, and then he went to close up for when he was having impure thoughts, when he was being prurient, and then just like that. So we're established, and then Thatcher out, and it's a big red. It's a big red. If you see it, oh, look at that. Oh look. Oh look. That's great. Okay, so this is real. They CGI'd it anyway. Wow. Okay, Union. It's about the Union. Thatcher out. So that's an archetype. We know Thatcher's in the 80s. Okay, and it's this. If you see it as a 2D image, here's your line, right? There's your motion vector. The screen is divided by. Oh my God, Cat. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to do this because I want to be a responsible adult, but like, of course. Anyway, here we go. So if you see it as a 2D, the other one, I'm not even going to bother trying to go back anymore, but this, and then it was 2/3 this and 1/3 that. So negative, positive, 2/3, 2/3. If you see it as flat, we have gray, 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 uniform, uniform, uniform. And then this is another rectangle, just like these rectangles. It's in the opposite direction. And obviously, bright red, exclamation point, pissed off. Tells you a lot. Okay, now we're going to go into the apartment. Push ahead with plans to close 20 pits with a loss of over 20,000 jobs. So he touches the cup, and it rack focuses to him, cup, him, that. So what they did was, by doing that rack focus, they're making you, the viewer, identify with this guy. So we know we're on his side. And they did that because they put us inside his head. He assessed the cup, and he put it back, okay? Great. The government today insisted that it will push ahead with plans to close 20 pits with a loss of over 20,000 jobs. With the loss of over 20,000 jobs comes in over the radio. So the technology tells you the time, and the era, and the news tells you the conflict. And that's why he stops and thinks. And then what is this interesting show? Oh, nice. An XCU, extra close up on putting this thing in the bottom in the electrical socket. Like, just a little danger. Shaky cam, so times are tough. Red, 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 white, red, white, white, red, black, 3-color palette. Information, red, red, white, red triangle, dominant image, equally balanced out. In other words, him equals him. Again with so this guy's intruding into his world, so he's the 1 second focus, he's the twice focus.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Everything's at stake for me. I'm 27-year-old, right?
Maybe see you on the march then?
I'm fighting for their jobs for future, not just for my own. We've used the savings up with no money left. All we've got now is pride and self-respect, and we'll carry on keeping that. The Prime Minister today.
Here, before, remember, it was all in focus. So annoying.
I was proud and privileged to be a party to the greatest struggle on
Him
earth.
equals
I left my
him.
number.
Okay. Rack
Just in
focus.
case.
Everything's at stake for me. I'm 27
He was in this part of the screen, and
Maybe
he looked
see you on
that
the
way.
march then?
See, and then this part of the screen, they're activating this part of the screen. Okay. And he looks there, and there's the catch. Throw catch. Throw catch. Now shallow depth of field. Most graphic weight. Shallow depth of field. Color, color, color. Bullet hole.
I can't change my style. It has to be a style of firm leadership. One isn't here to be a softie. You're here to be a good, firm leader.
Okay. End part 1, part 2. So, this next, get out of my face here. Okay, so this next part is the continuity. How I showed you today in class, you go from one side of the screen to the other for continuity. So watch that, and it'll be long shot, and watch how the angles are cut, and he's gonna make his way across, and we'll see what.
Smart buddy. Yeah, thanks. I've spoken to the council about your deviant parties. There's no need to do that. Just knock on the door. We let you in. They're sending.
Look at the color palette here, by the way. Beige, beige, bland, and then the green buckets. Okay, so that's the leitmotif.
A policeman.
Oh, I do hope so.
Nice red bucket. Okay, so here we got the sense he's coming from the flat. Fine. Now we're moving into what? Another Pleasant Valley Sunday. Yeah, like suburban nightmare. So everything's exactly the same. Okay, we're going into the center naturally. Camera can, camera need hands, must have hands to show gestures. Camera is going in to the z-axis, and so from the outside, and we're just going right into the house, okay? And we're gonna go, so Dad's in this part of the frame in the foreground. His leg sticks out into the frame, so he's unimportant, he's distant. And then we go into the interior frame of the room to our hero, so we know we're on his, because he's the setter, so that's our identification. He's opening a birthday gift, and I think he looks over to Dad. There's a glance, maybe a rack focus. He looks at a clock, I think, to establish that he's nervous. That's a close up, and they tell you that he's got a crap relationship, and then he goes out, and then yeah, and then we'll do the last part. Okay, here we go.
Policemen with their plastic shields were deployed after smoke bombs were thrown.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, real quick.
Smart buddy. Yeah, thanks. I've spoken to the council about.
Policemen with their plastic shields were deployed.
Okay, so we have baby boy blue, white. Here's the interior frame around the birthday boy. Mom is eclipsed by this, and it's running pink and green, nylon looking curtains. They really got it right, okay? But she's unimportant, right? She's eclipsed by this big lamp. There's an empty chair here where Dad would be, so there's conflict, and washed out white behind him. Fine. Okay.
The smoke bombs were thrown.
Thanks, Dad.
See, thanks, Dad. And he's 1/3, maybe 1/4 of the screen, and a little bit of the lamp and the pink there just to make it interesting. And then that's the positive, and here's the negative. But this establishes isolation. Potted plant anchoring the shot, almost eclipsing Dad. Dad's posture. Green, 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 green. Nice deep depth of field. Positive, negative. In the light. In the shadow. Okay. This is the last part that I want to do tonight before I pass out. Okay, so he comes out of the tube up close and camera, and then he hooks like in 1970. He hooks the camera attention over shoulder. And he's going to come out and he's going to walk into the interior frame of the exit, and people are going to crowd in front of him, which is going to make him inaccessible to us. He's going to be small in the frame, so that's telling us like he's one in the crowd. He's anonymous. And then I think we see, yeah, people harass them for being gay or something like that, and then he eventually, what we're working up to is he's going to walk out onto the street, and they're going to have a close-up, a 2-second close-up on his ankle twisting, and that's a huge metaphor. Okay, let's see. Whistles in the soundtrack, more urgency. People walk in front of him, the other guy don't walk in front of him, right? He's by himself. There we go. What? Okay. All right. See if you can figure out what it is. No, you probably can't. I don't know what to say. So, Achilles heel. That's his broken ankle. That's the character stepping out of anonymity, and that's the moment. That's the before time. After the ankle, he starts a whole, like, it's the doors go like this, and he takes this one, not this one. Sliding doors. Okay, I'm done. I hope this is valuable, because I'd love for you to share my excitement.